We get together out here, me and a bunch of friends, on Sunday mornings at 9:30 Arizona time. You have to adjust that for where you live. Um, and this winter, we're coming live from my cabin in Apache County, Arizona, which is a dry, tiny, for most people, it's tiny, dry cabin in Apache County. It is a seasonal cabin, so it's not intended to be 4 seasons, except that I grew up in Maine, and so I knew enough to insulate this really well. This winter, I need to be here because I need to save money. It's warm in here, guys. The wood stove's doing its job. Can you all see the wood stove over there? Yeah. I feel like the cabin's a little messy today, but whatever. And yeah, I didn't braid my hair. It is, wait a minute, let me check. It is 30 degrees outside. And here in Apache County, well, in most of Arizona, we're expecting a deep freeze. And so on my weather app that I pay attention to, well, I pay attention to 2 or 3. But anyways, it's saying that tonight's supposed to be -3. I'm cool with that. I grew up in Maine. I don't love it, but I've been in 40 below Fahrenheit for 2 solid weeks in an unfinished tiny cabin and tent in Maine with 2 babies and a chow dog and a cat. And I will just tell you that if you can survive some things, if you can get through one thing in life, you can get through something else. So here we are. Yes, I'm standing up. Yes, you can see Miss Wendy. Wendy is new to me. Miss Wendy came to live with me about a month ago. She's doing really good. She kept me up last night. Something was bothering her. I have not looked. I have a game camera or trail camera. I have not looked to see, but something was keeping her up last night, and her sharp bark. She's a Chorkie. A Chorkie is a Chihuahua Yorkie mix. Her sharp bark. Oh, good Lord. I couldn't get her to be quiet there for a while until I finally grabbed her by the scruff of the neck and said, I'm Mama. I'm the alpha. You back off. So, so So that's part of why my hair's not done different. I'm not like my dishes aren't washed. I will tell on myself. See, I'm changing that kitchen area. I set it up as a kitchenette when I first first got the cabin livable. The cabin is not completely finished. Um, 2 years ago, when Babs was here and some stuff was going on, I was not able to climb a ladder. I have technically been diagnosed with MS, and it's been in remission pretty good for a while. Um, but a couple of years ago, I couldn't climb a ladder, and my hand wasn't steady enough. I couldn't like caulk things. I couldn't hold a caulk gun or anything, a paintbrush above my head. It was really hard at that point in time. So, I'm much healthier, much more in remission right now. Um, but Miss Wendy kept me up last night a lot, so I'm a little tired. And because of the current weather, yes, my finger's in front of things. I only have 36% battery on my phone. The Rock Pals is empty. The Bowden's is empty. They're on 0. And the refrigerator won't run because I don't have any battery running. So it's 30 degrees outside. I took all the, okay, so I'll tell you the story about how I got supplied and resupplied for in preparation for the storm that's coming with this extreme cold and whatever else. But the meat that I bought, because most of you know I'm on carnivore diet or animal-based diet, and I have that meat outside, actually in my, I don't know if it will, if the signal will last for me to go show you, but I have a Kindling box that, I don't know, I found it at a thrift store a couple of years ago for $3. Painted it to match the house. It's just a wooden box with a lid on it. And I put my Kindling in there. So my Kindling, and often the Kindling is just limbs I find on the ground or little chunks of wood that I find. Anyways, I set all the meat in Ziploc bags inside of that, since it's 30 degrees out, to keep the animals out of it and to keep it cold, because I can't keep the refrigerator running right now. These are things that happen. And whether you're a nomad or you're living off grid, this is the way life is sometimes. And yes, I'm very old school. I love my enamel. Okay, I bought these mugs down in Baja. I have 2 of them, and I have 2 little espresso mugs. I don't have an espresso maker right now, but whatever. Hey, Skipper Doodle, I should be saying hi to everybody. Kenneth, Catherine and Homer, hi. Beth, Iris, Rock, welcome. Rock, and is it Missy? Donna Kay, hi, good morning. Bernie, hey, from Puerto Rico, yay. Well, and Skipper Doodle, Philippines Moving, is in the Philippines. How are you? I wonder if your new girlfriend's watching with you. Jeremy Ports, hey, Jeremy. Donna R. Who else is here? Oh, Mary, hi, Mary, Northern Sparrow. So hi, everybody, and Beth, welcome, welcome. So we won't be on here as long as normal, because at 34% battery, I don't know. Now, I have been on this very rural piece of property before in a really bad snowstorm that dumped 3.5 feet of snow. This was a number of years ago, before I built the cabin, before COVID. I couldn't tell you which year it was. I was paralyzed. The doctor told me to get rid of my manual shift car. So that was the end of me driving sticks, unless it's short term. I love to drive a stick, let me just tell you. But I don't want to drive a stick on the highway in case when I become paralyzed, I have no warning. And that's scary. And it's not just scary for me. I don't want to put somebody else at risk. And so I'm not trying to kill people on the highway or me. So when the doctor said that, I hunted for an automatic. And that's when I got rid of the Honda Passport, which was also an Isuzu Rodeo. Okay, guys, the house is warm. I keep having these little flies show up. And they're not staying. Okay, got him, Guck. Boo. Anyway, so y'all come to the cabin on Sunday mornings right now this winter and visit with me. Chevy Tracker Travels will continue. I don't know what form it's going to take. I didn't prepare notes today, so if you guys have questions, please, let's do the housekeeping. Please put 3 uppercase Q's in front of your question so that I see it quickly. So I'll focus on that to answer your questions. If you guys ask me questions, it'll help me focus today since we have a short amount of time. Yes, I'm having a cup of coffee. Yes, the wood stove's going, and I just heard it kick up a notch. And it's 77 in here. It's too hot right now. But that's because the sun has come up, but the solar panel is not clean. And I can't reach the solar panel to clear the snow off of it. And I have another issue with my solar. That is that I put one of the old solar panel systems, permanently. I mounted it out on my greenhouse roof, which is fine. it might not last long that way because it was already kind of worn out. And it's one of the ones that has fabric on it. Um, but I don't know whether the cable is bad or if it's the temperature of the actual battery packs when I carry them out there trying to charge them. So I've been wrapping them in a towel trying to get them charged. It's not working well. So, there'll come a time when I don't have any battery. I did not take the batteries with me when I ran. Thank you, Bernie. I didn't take the batteries with me when I ran to town yesterday. Yes, yesterday was Sabbath. I normally don't work or go to the store. I normally try, when I'm at the cabin, I try to go to the farmer's market for a social fix and visit with my neighbors. And if nobody is selling coffee, which I don't like to buy my stuff on Sabbath, I will take the materials so that I can make coffee and give it away for free so that we could sit around with something to warm our hands and chit chat. So thank you. Thank you, Skipper Doodle. um, it is warm. It is cozy. We are doing fine. Just the fact that Wendy kept me awake a lot last night. My batteries are dying. I have signal right now. My cell phone signal comes and goes. Sometimes it'll work for hours, right, Jeremy? And sometimes it just goes away and then it'll be hours before it comes back. I really need to work with my WeBoost and find out what's wrong with it or something. But because the company said it's still out of work, and so something's happening, I don't know. But for the moment, that's what's going on, and we're fine. So I put the title of this out. I'm again. I am again checking 30% battery. So I'm just keeping an eye on the battery so we can say a proper goodbye when we need to. Dogs are the bomb. I am so glad I went ahead and let myself get Wendy. I struggled with the idea because I loved my Aussie. I had Aussie for a number of years. I loved Go-Go back when I had Go-Go in Richmond, Virginia. But, if I sit, I'm a little too short, aren't I? But I struggled with the idea because of getting a dog again, because I wasn't sure where life is taking me right now. And so, whoops. So I kind of did this thing where I thought about it long and hard. And all summer, while I was in Nevada with the Nevada saga of being broken down with a bad engine, well, the block in my engine and the head gasket was bad, and then the block was cracked. And that tracker is being rebuilt by Boss Custom in Round Mountain, Nevada. I don't say that quite right. But anyways, all summer while I was there, I kept looking at dogs available for adoption. And to be honest with you, I really wanted a white Westmoreland Terrier. Is that the right name? Yeah. Anyway, West Highland Terrier. That's what I really wanted, but they're very expensive and I don't have money for a dog. So I decided that when I was actually able to aim for home, to send some messages to all my friends that are involved with rescues and just say, I'm on my way home. I think I need a little fur companion, and that I need it to be a terrier mix because I'm not allergic to the hair on a terrier. And I do well with terrier breeds. I've had Yorkies. And so I asked for that, and one showed up, and actually two did, but the first one was 30 pounds and it was too big for my life. And I figured I couldn't afford the food. And so I kept saying I'd really like to have a 5 pounder. And when Wendy showed up, I was like, is there any way we can make this happen? I don't have much money. I'm a senior on disability income and, blah, 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 blah. And then I got help from one of you lovely people out there in my YouTube land to help with the rehoming fee. And we were able to bless the rescue organization as well as me take on Miss Wendy. And she is turning out to be wonderful. She cuddles. She has a little bit of separation anxiety, which is a little different with a Chorky than it is with just a Yorkie. But terriers are territorial, anyways. But she's learning that if I leave the car, I come back. And she barks a little bit, but she's working that out. So it's a good choice. And she still every once in a while has some awkward things, but she loves it out here. She goes out and runs and runs and runs and plays. And she's very social. She likes to play with other animals. She was raised with big pit bulls and big dogs and cats. And so I don't know. She seems to be very social and to miss other animals. I don't really want to have a second dog, but I need to at least let her be social. So farmers market's good for her too because she can play with some of the other dogs. Okay, so that's that. To get to the subject, though, the subject truly is, oh, hey. So yeah, and another thing about dogs and rescues are they love you unconditionally. They'll give you a hug even if you just yelled at them. So, and I don't yell at my dogs very often, but whenever it happens, it's because I'm trying to make them safe. And then I feel really guilty. And y'all know how that is. That's like, oh no, I'm a bad fur mom. I yelled at my, fur baby. Or back when I had, when my kids were little. Oh no, I was mean to my kids. I'm such a bad person. Bernie, thank you, but what the heck? Thank you, Bernie, so much. But so they just will give us a hug no matter what. And we just, I don't know what to say. But dogs are the bomb. Animals are the bomb. People are too. Uh-oh. I must have had soot on my hand. Did I? Yep. And now I have black on my face. I can see it on the phone. Let me go get something to wipe it up. I'm out of baby wipes. Let's see. I did run to town yesterday. You guys can't see me right now on purpose. I walked over to the kitchenette to. Y'all don't want to see soot from the fire on my face. There we go. See, y'all just visiting with me. Yes, I have kind of dark circles. I'm tired. I've had a couple of nights without too much sleep. I was on the phone one night kind of late, chit-chatting with a friend. They were going through some stuff. And then Miss Wendy keeping me up last night. Oh, yeah. My hands were dirty. Sooty. Anyway, so let's see. Oh, thank you so much, Bernie. I appreciate that so much. And I don't right now know what I'll use it for. We'll talk about it. Let's see. So I was talking about storm prep. So whether you're a nomad or you're an off-grid person, keeping an eye on the weather's kind of important. And I just saw a snowflake. Now, we're supposed to get quite a bit of snow. And in my particular area, the national, what is it? The NOAA. Is that more dirt? More soot. Aren't you guys having fun watching me clean my face of soot? Um, the NOAA reports in Arizona say that anything above 3,000 feet in elevation is going to get major snow. I heard that St. John's, which is 40 miles south of me, is getting anywhere from 1 to 3 inches. It also, though, said, yeah, Donna Kay, it said for my area, for my elevation, anybody above 6,000 feet elevation should expect to get 8 to 10 inches. I'm at 6,500 feet. So I'm expecting anything from 8 to 10 inches or 6 to 10 inches. So we'll see. It just started snowing. So yesterday being Sabbath, okay, so it had snowed last week. I don't remember which day, Tuesday or Wednesday last week. And write it down. Anyways, when it snowed, I had a couple of things going on, and I know how bad the roads have been in history here because I've been up here quite a few years. Just I don't spend all my winters up here because I've been stuck before. And that year that the doctor thought that it was my back rather than MS, he was talking about doing back surgery, and I had to stop shifting. That year, I was paralyzed up here by myself in 3.5 feet of snow, 5 weeks. Nobody could get in, and I couldn't get out. And because I was paralyzed, I was just here. So, being on a special diet, being meat right now, and of course, having wild animals, I got to be careful with the meat. But I had to make some decisions about emergency food and about making sure I can take care of Wendy during an emergency situation, just in case there's a repeat of what I've been through here in history. I don't want to be stuck here 5 weeks and not able to get in and out. But if I am, how do I maneuver it? So, of course, I make my personal project plan for this situation. So I thought about it pretty long and hard, and I decided to go ahead. Okay, so it had snowed last week. It wasn't appropriate to even try to get out the first day because the weather was too warm. So the snow was melting and making puddles. And then a new rancher took over the lease on the area I'm in, and he dumped off 35 head of cattle down at the end, the first intersection I come to, which often turns into a puddle. Well, they were wallowing in it, and I knew that there was no way I could get out. Right now, because I have a new neighbor that actually owns that piece of land, and the easement road is not supposed to go across their property, but we have a little glitch with this new rancher. He doesn't understand that the fence that runs across their property isn't attached to anything on either side. So his cattle are in the county maintained road often. And we had started a couple of years ago to open up the fence line because it's not attached to anything, so that we could start driving on the actual easement road. Because up here, once you start driving on things, it just becomes a road. Well, I couldn't get up like the embankment that's about 3 feet with my smaller vehicles. So I was waiting for one of the neighbors to help me cut that down so that we could start driving on it. And while I was gone, broken down in Nevada, the rancher repaired the fence that's not even attached to anything. So now it's like, now I got to deal with a rancher to try to see about getting that opened up so that we can drive where there's not a puddle that the cattle want to hang out in. So because of that, the first snowstorm earlier this week just didn't go out at all. I was like, I'm fine, we'll be fine. The weather report said there'd be a break in the weather. There was some sun. So Yesterday was the first good day when it was like, I'm going out. I know it's Sabbath, but let me go get a fix if the farmer's market is open. Let me run up to Sanders, which is the closest grocery store to me, about 35 miles away, something like that. And let me go up there and resupply and make sure I've got enough food to take care of Wendy and myself for just in case for 5 weeks, just in case. So I did do that yesterday. I ran up, I topped off the gas tank. Um, and of course, I have to lift the hood on the engine and double check for the rats right now because the rats and the mice and the rabbits will move around when it's getting ready to have a big storm, just like the birds do. And so I've been having to watch my engine because they keep trying to drag stuff in the engine. And I simple green it, but it's like you got to be a little more vigilant when there's a storm coming because they want to be safe too, you know. So yeah, the snow started. It's really starting to blow. We're supposed to have high winds and snow all day. So, and I'm getting no solar. So I may be without a phone in case anybody's concerned. Uh, how would I make sure you could, I don't know. If I have to, so I have my closest neighbor is about a quarter of a mile down. It's a newer neighbor, but we're really friendly. If I have to, I will walk to their house if I can't drive, and I will finagle a way to get the phone charged so I can use the phone just in case of emergencies. Uh, But so preparing for this, I made sure that I had extra kindling wood put up, and some of my wood needed to be split smaller. When Melinda and Jason were here, Melinda helped me with that. I was able to split some of that smaller for kindling. I was able to pick up some dry downed wood for kindling, so I have quite a supply of that. I have a couple of days worth of wood up here on the porch and then more a little bit further away. That's because of the rodents. I have to be careful with that. And so I want the firewood, as nice as it is to put firewood on a porch, I need my firewood at a distance because of the rodents out here. And so I keep it at a distance, and then I just, walk over there. I have a couple of ways to get wood and bring it. I have a I have a wood bag that I keep in the car and I use sometimes here. And I have old milk crates, and I have a wagon and well, my wagon needs new wheels, but I do have a wagon and I have a wheelbarrow that the previous owner had left here and that I'm using with their blessing. And so the big thing for me being carnivore was I wanted to make sure I had enough meat. So when I got home with the meat that I got, and boy, did I get blessed. I got a couple manager specials. I think I got 3 T-bone steaks that were $4 a piece. So I salted them, put them in Ziploc bags. And of course, right now they're outside because the fridge isn't running. And uh, And then I got some other meat. I got a deal on like a $10 pack of lamb, a couple other things, anyways. And so I bagged them into about a pound a piece bags and salted them. That will help them stay longer. And then I took the ground beef patties that I had, which not the best quality patties, but it was what I could afford. And they had thawed out while I was in town the other day. So I cooked all of that and put it in my little thermal pot so that for Wendy, she has pre-cooked food. And when I went to the store, so I bought the meat enough for more than a week. And and I bought a small bag of rice and a small bag of lentils. Now, they're not ideal food in my world, but if it gets hard up and everything's gone, I'll eat it. And if I need to, well, what I've done for Wendy right now is Wendy's getting a mix of rice and hamburger. And there's a 25-pound bag of kibble in storage here, but she don't like it and it's big. It's like for big dogs. And so I will crush that, make it smaller pieces. She does not want to eat it, but if she gets hungry, she'll eat it. So that's how I've had to think. If we get really hungry, I know what to do. So, but we should be fine. And if I need to make some soup stew kind of thing, I will do it. If I need to eat something different, I will. I have plenty of coffee, although darn yesterday, I don't know why I went to pick up the container of coffee and I spilled it. I don't even know how it happened. Sometimes because I have that MS thing stuck in my head, sometimes I just go, I think to myself, that's got to be the MS. It's like I'm fumble fingered or something. And I don't know why that happened, but it happened. I also, as another thing, I had bought flour, sugar, and baking soda, which I keep around anyways, to make to make pet safe homemade rodent poison because rats and mice, rodents can't burp. They get the baking soda and their innards explode. I know that sounds gross, but you got to do what you got to do. And right now, the bucket traps, which work wonderfully, they freeze, so they don't work at all when it's freezing. So I got some of that. They're eating it like crazy, and I keep moving those poison feeders further away from the house all the time. And as I see that the rodents are moving with the feed, that keeps them happy further away. And so we're doing that. And because I had that, I decided to, you can't see it from there, but I decided to